As per usual, this is a Bootstrap Businessmen. My boy Kevin over there, he always clears his throat just in time so that video camera pans right over to him. Kevin, you just do that to jack with me, don't you?
I do, man. You know, kind of pull the attention away from you there a little bit. Throw you off.
Yes, man. It's so funny. I didn't even realize we're getting up to 4th of July this coming week here. If it wasn't for our special guest just telling me this, I was like, oh my gosh. I literally been so focused on work that I didn't realize Independence Day is right around the corner. So does that mean I get to set things on fire, Kevin?
Absolutely, buddy. You get to blow stuff up.
Speaking of blowing stuff up, man, you can really make our day. You can make Kevin's day. If you just do us a favor, go down into the show notes. We've got a link over to Amazon. If you click on that link, you can go ahead and bookmark it. And every time that you make a purchase on Amazon, a small amount, I mean a small amount of the percentage of the profits goes over to the show and helps us bring in good quality guests in the very near future, as well as really escalate to these fancy backdrops in exotic locations. Today I'm in Hollywood, California, and I'm live on that actually. And we wanted to do the same thing for Kevin so we could start to
I need an upgrade.
Yes. So I got to say that we have a lot of ground to cover today. So rather than talking about us, I want to talk about our special guest today. She has been on the cover of magazines. Seems like she's a serial entrepreneur at this point, has multiple business. So I want to welcome to the show Kavvy Sonhos. Kavvy, how you feeling today?
I feel fantastic. Thank you so much. I'm just privileged to be a part of this. So hello, hi.
Hello.
Gosh, Kavvy, obviously I put your bio into our link in the description, but you know what we need to do is maybe take the cart back just a little bit here, and I want you to tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yes, well, this has been an extremely long journey of a lot of fun in my career, and how this all started was about 18 years ago. I had just all my life as a little girl wanted to be a model. And I didn't know what that all came with it. I just saw all these magazines and these beautiful women, and I was like, oh my goodness, you know, this is my dream, just like a boy wants to play baseball or football or whatever. So, so I actually started getting into modeling when I was in high school and so forth, and realized right away that my natural body type was just not what they were looking for. And so that's how I got started with extreme dieting and actually getting into a severe eating disorder that I've had for 17 years. And that's actually how I've based my career, is because of an eating disorder. So when I was 18 years old, I was modeling, and I was not healthy in any way, and I had a lot of health conditions and was hospitalized, apparently not supposed to make it and so forth. And so that was a big wake-up call on my end of, okay, I have an issue and so forth. And that's how I started getting into fitness and working out and sports. And I just absolutely loved everything that has to do with weight training to running to just all of it. I was just in love with it. And at the time, my hospital was up in Minnesota, and I switched careers and became a strength coach. So my first school was University of Minnesota, and that's how we've gone from this point. So my background is in strength and conditioning with football, track, soccer, baseball, basketball, and so forth. So I didn't realize how spoiled I was in this position, because as a strength coach, I had my entire gym 24/7, whatever I wanted to order, whatever piece of equipment to what kind of field to, you know, just so many aspects of it. And it was just like, it was paradise, and it was just absolutely so much fun to be able to train collegiate athletes. At that point, I went to the pros later, but just to be around this top level of athleticism, and also, you know, be their coach was a huge thrill for me. So I got into, I mean, as you know, in major sports, it's all about power and speed and explosive movements and so forth. And so that's how I got my frame for my physique, was just doing a lot of power movements and working with the football players, training with them, running hundreds. I mean, my favorite day would be waking up at 3 a.m. I run 1500s. I get ready for my 5 a.m. boys, kick their ass, go to the weight room, ask them to pick any whatever workout you want, whatever leg exercise. I'm going to outlift you. I'm going to outrun you. And I did it. And it was a blast. I just absolutely loved it. So that's how I got into the sports industry and so forth. And at that time, I had seen this poster of this stunning woman with this ass and these legs that I had never seen before. I was like, I don't know what that is, but it's hot, and I want that for me. And that was a poster of the fitness legend Monica Brandt, and she's now a dear friend of mine. But she was the first fitness girl that I had ever even seen. It was just really taboo. Yeah, I mean, it was rare to see a fitness girl. We didn't even know what it was back, in the 80s and so forth. And so she spiked my interest. I was like, I want to look like her. I don't know how to do it, but I'm going to study her, and I'm going to take everything that she's doing, and I'm going to apply it to myself and do my own kind of research of as a coach. And let me back up with it. With an eating disorder and anorexia, you actually get your PhD in diet and nutrition. You know so much about everything in food, the calories, to what it does to your body, to everything. And so it's actually been a blessing in some areas of my life, because dieting and so forth is extremely easy for me and natural for me, just with my background. So applying the knowledge that I've had with that aspect of my journey to my strength and conditioning training just led to this awesome career as a fitness model, and then eventually into my pro card, my IFBB pro card. So anyway, I was a strength coach, and I really enjoyed it. I went to several different teams, and I loved all the aspects of it. But there was just something inside me that I could feel that I wasn't fulfilling my true purpose in life, that there was even more to accomplish, or that I need to do, or so forth. And I'm not knocking coaching in any way. I mean, it was absolutely fabulous. But I'm also have an inner rebel in me, and I didn't like the politics that. Now in the business world, I know that everything is a business, truly everything is a business. But I was kind of personally and emotionally attached to some of the players and the coaches and so forth. And so when political movements happen of a different coach or a different decisions of players and so forth, I didn't like that. Or if a new coach came in, normally new strength and conditioning coaches come and so forth. So for them to dictate where I'm going to be living and looking for a different job or a different school or whatever, was just not my thing. I was like, you know what, I'm going to go do my own thing for a while. So I did. So I kind of retired at that point of strength and conditioning, full time, and I focused on my fitness modeling and starting to compete for my first show. And this was in 2008, and I had moved down to Florida. So I was training in Palm Beach, Florida, and so forth. And it's a big shout out to my town, Jupiter. Yes, I live in a different planet. Jupiter, Florida is my hometown, and this is really where I don't know, they just have my back, and they're just so supportive of everything I've done and so forth. So at this time, I lived a half a mile from the beach, and I applied Monica's workouts, her sprinting and so forth, and all that I had studied in sprinting and speed. I placed it into the beach. Soft sand beach sprints are what formed my legs. That I have very different types of legs that most people are like, how'd you get it? And I'm like, you don't want to know. 15 years of hardcore beach sprints and so forth. So that's how I started getting into more sprinting and things like that, and I really, really enjoyed it. And just as a coach, I believe that I wanted to surround myself with the best coaches in the world. So I did some research, and at that time I was enjoying, trying to get this diet with this fitness competing and things like that. It was just a whole different way of life. that I was just not really used to. And I got into sprinting for my cardio and things. And I hired this coach. His name is Tony Villani, and he works with XPE Sports, and he trains the NFL players, the combine athletes, and I was pretty much the only girl in the male posse of speed and agility, and I'm hanging around with NBA players to soccer players to the top NFL players, and I'm pushing the same weight, and it was this immensely awesome time in my life of training and so forth.
Wow.
And so in 2008, I did my first show, and it was really to overcome my eating disorder, because the whole time when I was as a strength coach, I had a hidden bulimia problem and exercise bulimia. I would work out 5 to 6 times a day. All I did was work out, you know, in these types of issues. So I had overcome the anorexia part, but then it turned into a different type of disorder for me. And I just really wanted to nip it in the bud. I was like over this, and I wanted to have control over my life. And I'm very good with direction, so I was like, let me have a coach that I'm held accountable for, and they will tell me what to eat and not to eat, and it just made it really simple for me, so I didn't have to like think about it or what. I just did what he said to do, and so forth. So that was the first time I went on stage, and I won.
Wow.
I won the whole show, and it's great because some of the people that I competed with are still my really close friends here, and so forth. So yeah, so that's kind of how I got into it. At that time, after you do a competition, whether it's bodybuilding or fitness or whatever, no one really warns you until I come around of after the competition. And you're just so worked up. It's like a wedding day. Seriously, like you work for 15, 18 weeks for this one moment, and then after this moment, after you compete, you know, what are you supposed to do? Because your whole life was training and diet and getting ready for this moment, and you're at your leanest that you've possibly, you know, ever been, and, you know, just you look fantastic, and all your water's out, and you're like, oh my goodness, you know, you look just wonderful and you love it, and then all of a sudden you have to put the weight back on. You have to put the water back in, and let me tell you what happened. So you take your water out, and when you put your water back in your body, the first place it goes is to your face. So you're just like, okay, that's the first place it goes to. So the rest of your body kind of still usually looks good, but your face is completely bloated. So, you know, that's just not a good way to wake up in the morning, and you look in the mirror and you're just like, okay. And then the water, you don't get to choose where your water weight is going to be. So you go through a couple weeks of just weird body issues of where your water is going to be placed. Like, it's really, and all these competitors know what I'm talking about, okay? And you just go, your body's going through really weird weight changes and so forth. And then on top of it is we get this really dark tan. And it doesn't matter what color you are, because we all get a tan just to even out your skin tone and so forth. Well, with a spray tan, especially at mahogany color that we have to do, it has to wear off. And so the first places it wears off are where you get wet the most, which is like sweating. So you'll get like, you know, like on your neck, you'll start getting lines, and then you'll get it around your armpit, and you literally look like you have a skin disease. Okay, with this whole thing, I try to scrub my skin, trying to get this tan off, and it takes weeks to like get it off and so forth. So you feel extremely sexy with this awful skin tone, a bloated face, and you know, and so then I mean, you know, you're not feeling the most confident and so forth and whatever, and it pretty much gets you in a cycle to let's compete again, because you don't know how else to get that body again unless you do that, you know, do that competition diet and so forth. And a lot of times it's hard not to train and eat that clean for that long without having to go in a tiny bikini in front of everybody, and the internet is there and it's going to be blasted all over the world within 25 seconds, and you're getting judged. I mean, if that doesn't motivate you, nothing will, to look your best, and and you know, and so forth. So So we're saying that, my one show that I was going to do turned into going to nationals a couple months later. And what was so fabulous about that was I went to, as a gift, my best friend bought me this birthday present to go to Monica Brandt's fitness camp in California. And this was like my hero. This was my superwoman. And so, to fly out there and do her camp was just like such a dream come true. I mean, I almost fainted when I met her, and I'm crying, and I'm just like, you're just the most amazing woman. I love you, and so forth. And so the camp was just incredible, and I met her coach for many years, and I actually hired him to go to nationals, and his name is Kim Odo, and just a fantastic coach. And so my second show I ever did, I won 6th in the nation, and I was really happy with that. I was really honored. The woman that won the show, her name is Erin Stern, and she's been Miss Olympia, I think it's 4 times. So that's what level we're at, on this. So that was my second show, and when this was happening, I realized that the money was not the same in fitness as it was in high fashion modeling. The positive to fitness is that you have a voice. You get a lot of respect. You get fans. You get an empire if you want to have one. When you're a high fashion model, you're just a face. You're a number. So yes, you're on billboards. Yes, you get paid the money, but you don't have a voice. You don't have an identity, unless you're one of the top supermodels. So I really embraced this power, because I didn't have it as a fashion model. This power of, I have fans and people listen to me and they respect me and so forth. And I was like, oh my goodness, and this is what came across from the rest of my life of branding myself. So I took a good look at the industry and how people supposedly make money in it, because I had decided I was going to do this. I want to continue doing this. I love it. This is my new life. It's a lifestyle. It takes hours out of my day. It takes all my energy. It takes everything out of me. So I have to find a way to also support myself, during all the hours of sacrifice and so forth. And that's when I started my first company, and I was just doing my own modeling and trying to get some other models and so forth and manage them and try to teach fitness models to demand money and get cash for photo shoots and so forth. And remember, this is 2008, so this is when the flip of the old school of calendars and posters and ways you used to make money flipped to the internet. And then all of a sudden, with the internet, it was everything's for free. So the old school way of making money in the industry, like, people weren't thinking about it. They kept doing the old school way, and they're asking why they're broke. And it's like, you have to wake up. You have to see that business has now changed for positive and for negative, in this industry. So this is when, like, a lot of the competitions of, like, popularity contests of voting back in, like, MySpace days. You see, vote for my favorite, right? And I did a couple of those, and I get like $100, but like I can't get my humility back for asking all my, family to vote for my bikini pictures. Like, let me call my dad and say, can you vote for my booty picture, Dad, please? It's just. It was just really uncomfortable, but this is kind of the process of what was going on and so forth, and then all the sponsorships. I would talk to several different companies, and most of them would just pay like $500 of their product, and I'm like, I first of all, I don't even take protein shakes. Okay, I eat my food, so I'm like, I'm not going to take all this protein powder and go to my landlord and say, here, $1,500 of L-carnitine, let me stay at this place now, like, it just didn't make sense. Or I would have to actually probably get a storage just to store all the supplements that I would be getting paid, because I can't take them all or whatever, So it just didn't make any sense to me, and so I never did. I never allowed myself to be treated that way. I believe that we're worth more. We're worth cash. We're worth. I mean, to have a fitness body is extremely difficult. And trust me, like I was anorexic. I used to be 86 pounds. That's easier than having a 6% perfect like body. That, I mean, it's just so much work. There's no surgery or pill for it. It's just a lot of hard work. And there's no way to really cheat it. Trust me. You have to put your cardio time in, and so so it's really hard. And so we should be getting paid the most because it's actually the hardest physique to accomplish, male and female.
Sure.
And so I've been preaching that for years. Of why don't you find your own brand? We need to be your own brand. Why? I love this slogan. It's why ride the bus when you're on the bus. And this was from a Sex and the City episode, but Carrie was on the bus and she couldn't afford anything but to ride the bus. And that's how I feel as a model, is why should I have my face and my body on other people's products and selling it until they're done with me and they're going to replace me, with another one or whatever. And this is how I'm going to get into the future of my app that I have. There's no way to log the analytics. So let's say I did get sponsored and I have 3 other girls that are sponsored with me. How do I know that what I'm doing is selling products and marketing for them versus the other girl? There's no way to really count on it unless you have like a promo code or something, of who's working and who isn't. And I kept that in mind when I started my companies and sponsored my athletes. So I'm like, these were just notes for the future of how we can improve business, really. So with saying that, I decided to have a family after nationals, and I got back to strength and conditioning. I was pregnant. I had twins, and so being home, trying to have these twins, I found myself reinventing my training, and I did a lot of online training, and then I would study different universities or professional sports, and I would go to their strength coach. You have to understand, like, the strength and conditioning family is very small. So my background is Chris Dawson, who is now with K-State. He was with Joe Jurassic, who was with the Dallas Cowboys for years, with OU and so forth. And all my colleagues and the people that I've coached with and worked with were a really small family. And we all pretty much know each other and so forth. So my best friend, still to this day, she's married to a head football coach. And you don't understand the lifestyle, kind of like the fitness and bodybuilding lifestyle, unless you're in it. And so they're like my family and so forth. So so we all try to work together, and I approached a couple different strength coaches of, like, can I kind of be your analyst on some issues? My main thing is speed and agility, and obviously power and strength. And then I decided to really study. As a coach, I need to study and be around the best coaches and really research a lot on different aspects of different types of athletes. And that's how I started training athletes. I was training with the athletes, and then I started training the athletes. So so I was on both sides of it, and which is so fabulous. So it's like I practice what I preach. And I've done it all myself. So that's how I got back into it, and I worked with several different teams professionally, and also some collegiate teams and different athletes on certain things. And I would name some, but I've learned if I start naming it, I don't name all of them, and people get mad and they get jealous and so forth. But so it's some really awesome people, and they know who they are, and it's been a lot of fun and so forth. But with that journey, I had my twins, and ironically, 1 year after I delivered my twins was my first show that I had ever done in 2008. And I decided to compete 1 year after I delivered twins to get my title back, Miss Florida, Miss Sunshine, the Sunshine Classic at the time. And I did. So it was just a goal, and I went, and all my friends and my fans at this time, because I was in the industry then by 4 or 5 years, so I have fans that are still with me today with it. They were like, all right, this is your year. Go to nationals. Just do it, girl. So I did another warm-up show, and 2 weeks later I went to the Team Universe, and I won the show 16 months after twins.
Wow.
It was absolutely incredible. Yeah, it was incredible.
I have a question for you. You know, it's your story is so fascinating. Obviously, we want to keep going on. You know, I'm in fitness. I've been knee deep in fitness for quite some time now. So of course, your story is very fascinating. That's why I'm just kind of sitting here smiling and listening to everything. Yeah. But you have twins for crying out loud, and then within a year, you're winning a competition. What about those people that say to you, I don't have time, I'm too busy taking care of my kid, or things like that? What is, how were you able to overcome those type of objections?
You know, and you're going to hear it in everything. It's going to be with children, it's going to be with work, it's going to be with health issues, and how I live my life is, and I'm going to steal a quote from one of my dear friends and my caviar Thai model and so forth, Merrill Hodge, and ESPN. He's somebody that really inspires me. You find a way. You find a way to do it, and it has to be number one. My workouts are still number one above everything, because if I don't work out, I'm not okay. You know, maybe I can miss a day or so forth, but it's my therapy, it's my release, it's my meditation, it's my goal I have every day. It's the best investment of time I can do for myself. If I put in just 40 minutes of cardio, it looks good on my body, it looks good on my mind, it's good for my soul, and so you just do it. You know, you find a way, and so, you know, trying to go forward, people have been asking me to like do workout videos and things like that, and I really want to, but what I want to do is workout videos of, for example, I travel a lot, so hotel workouts. I'm stuck in the airport for 6 hours. You know what? I've done it many times. I'll start doing lunges and sprinting down the airport. People start looking at me, and then they start joining me. You know, like, I've drank enough wine in airports, and I'm sick of it. Like, I'm not going to let these delays in the whole airport that, you know, ruin my workout. I'm just going to do it. I don't care. And, you know, I'm a little crazy out there, but, you know, but it inspires people and so forth. But stay-at-home mom workouts. I actually have an idea, the food stamp workout. And what I would do with that is I have everything weighed, so you get a bag of apples, and I'm going to have you work out with the apples and the potatoes and the cans and all that. And then I'm going to flip it, and I'm going to give you recipes with the same food that you just worked out with. So if you want to complain that you don't have any money, you know, for training and for, you know, all that, whatever, use your food stamps. I can't help that problem, so I'm going to, you know, find a solution. I can't, you know, and show you how to work out with your food and then eat, you know, healthier with it, and so forth. So that's what I want to do, is you always have to find a creative way. I tell people that if you can't get anywhere, do 25 jumping jacks. Do that 5 times a day. You got some workout in, you know? I mean, so it's really loving yourself enough to find a way to do it. And there's always a way. You know, it might be a little humbling, but in the end, I don't care what people think. I really, you know, I don't care. This is about me and so forth. So, yeah, so, you know, so I spent every single penny I had to get to this pro card. And I've talked to other professionals, and we estimate about, I mean, for me it was about 50 grand to get my card. And I only did 4 shows. I only did 4. Okay, that's it. With the coach, the food, the supplements, the training. For us girls, we have these Schwartzy crystal suits that are hundreds of dollars. My coach, you know, is expensive. The travel, I mean, just all of it is just ridiculously expensive and so forth. And like I said, you're spending all your hours training, so you can't really have a career. You know, it's very difficult to have a career with that. And so, you know, I was very happy to win my pro card, but then I was in a tough place financially. Here I am, at the time I'm, you know, still a single mother to twins now, and I spent my life savings on this goal that, yes, I'm glad I accomplished it and so forth, but I had to think of something. And I saw my competition suit, which has Swarovski crystals all over it. It's beautiful. And I saw a tie. And I actually had a little, I call it a low-carb moment of a little tantrum, I guess a temper tantrum, if I have to be honest. And I was a little mad at some things and so forth, and I started flicking off all my crystals on some of my suits, and I played around with it on ties. And that's how I got Caviar, my tie line. I have Swarovski crystals on ties, and it's kind of crazy, but it's really fun. It's just you know, men to buy something for Father's Day or a birthday or Christmas or whatever. It's really difficult to find a custom fun thing for a guy. I mean, yeah, you can buy a tie, but like, you know, girls, we get jewelry and shoes and just so many different ways to spoil us. And you know, when I wear a fancy purse and jewelry, I don't wear it all the time. So I wanted something for a man that is special. You're not going to wear these ties every day. Some guys do, but you know, normally you don't wear these ties, you know, unless it's a very special moment or whatever. And it's been absolutely a blast doing this. So so that's how I started getting into the tie business. And ironically, I was very close with the Miami Heat at that time. Keith Askins, who's a coach, he has kind of the same dysphoria I have of rebellion, and the NBA was forcing all the coaches to wear ties, and he's like, I'm not wearing a tie, I'm going to wear a bow tie just to show you I'm not wearing a tie. And so he approached me and asked if I could make him some custom bow ties, and I did. And so it debuted on ABC on Father's Day at the NBA playoffs, and I told all my fitness fans, I was like, look for some sparkle, and it was there. And when that happened, my phone started ringing off the hook. Nobody really wanted it until they saw like an NBA player, you know, wearing this, and they're like, oh, okay, all right, yeah, that's cool. So got the wives calling, I want my husband to wear this, and then a lot of people calling, and so that's how my business started up, and it's been really fun. And one of my secrets to success. Oh, yeah.
How did you get the ties, if you don't mind me asking? Did you particularly make them yourself, or did you have it?
I hand make them. I hand make every single tie. It's actually been kind of an issue on my business because I've tried to outsource it and so forth, and I'm so OCD perfectionist. Nobody makes them like I do. Yeah. This is an example. I have actually a tie. So let's see here. So like you can see the sparkle. Wow. They have 300. This one has 300 crystals on it.
Good Lord.
Wow.
And you can't make a mistake because there'll be a mark on the tie because they're obviously like heat glued, you know, enhanced. But these are all Swarovski crystals, so 300. Most of my ties are about 300 crystals, and I hand make every single one. I enjoy it. It's actually very meditating for me. But one of my problems was I model and I travel and I'll get an order and I don't have my ties with me and this and this and this and this, and so this is what one of my successes of all that I do is I have different seasons of different things. So I have, like, for years I had my fitness season, and it was me training hardcore and all that. Then I just went through a couple years of my business season. So I haven't been competing. I've been focused on business. And then I have, like, now I do more of like an annual. I have a fitness season, so I do all my photo shoots a certain time of the year. I have my business, and I have my mom. I'm a mom, you know, so I'm going to be a mom time, and then I'm trying to find some time for my friends and so forth. They've been really awesome, patient with me for the last 10 years with trying to be superwoman, I guess. But so, you know, but that's one of my keys to success is I have different types of seasons. So I knew I had to put my discipline. I mean, there's so many different types of discipline. I'm good with going to the gym. Like when people are like, how do you get motivated? No, my discipline is to not go sometimes, and to be a mom, and to be a businesswoman, and so forth. And so I did that for 2 years, and I took these ties, and what made me extremely successful and get all my money back from competing it was huge in the bridal industry. I got sick of just making one tie for like somebody, and then how do you get another order? You know, how do you get them ordered again and so forth? But when I started doing weddings, the average was about 10 to 15 ties per order. So we're looking at $3 to $5 grand per order instead of 200. Yep. So for 2 years, I was huge in the bridal industry. I have to say there aren't many groom designers out there. You know, it's all about the women. So all the bridal shops were really friendly to me because I'm not competing against them. It was all for the guys. Here I am for the guys, you know, for you guys. So it was a lot of fun. I didn't realize how many different shades of blue and purple and all that there are. You know, it's a different type of industry. It was. I was laughing. I trade in protein shakes and protein bars for champagne and cupcakes because I would go to these bridal shows and I'm around like champagne and cupcakes and I'm like, hell yeah, here we go. I love this. This is awesome. This is great. You know. So that's what got me a lot of success, a lot of financial success as well, a lot of for magazines. So I was a model and I was in magazines, and then I was a designer and in magazines, and that was huge for me. To be able to, flip it and be a designer, and so forth. My first head model was Craig Capurso. He won his pro card the same night I did. And I believe us fitness models should be fashion models. And so all my models have been fitness models, and I've sponsored a lot of fellow pros and athletes, and will continue to do that. I'm working on some female stuff so I can sponsor my girls too. But that's extremely important to me, and I treat them how I believe we should be treated. I pay them the right way, and so forth. And business-wise, that's not the smartest thing, but for me, for myself, like my goals and my dignity, I want to treat the models the right way, and get paid the right way, and so forth. And on saying that, I spent a lot of money, but I put my dream photo shoot together for Monica Brandt, and there's a video out there with Reveal Magazine, and everything that she's wearing, I made, all the clothing. She had a bikini designer for her bikinis, but the jewelry, the accessories, everything was it was all for about sophistication and telling a story. And I mean, it was a full-out gorgeous photo shoot. It was at the Viceroy in Miami, and then the second half was at A-Rod's house. And that caused another drama at Entertainment Tonight and TMZ or whatever. But but it was a lot of fun. So to be able to like have someone that you look up to as a little girl, and then be able to, at the time, like manage her and put a dream photo shoot for your idol was just such an accomplishment for me, and such a joy to be able to do, and so forth. So
really cool. I'm sure that's probably got to stand out. It was probably one of your favorite moments ever.
Well, absolutely. I mean, the minute I won my pro card, they asked me who inspires me. I'm like, Monica Brandt, and then to be able to flip and be like, you know what, I look at you as a queen because you are, and let me show you how you should be treated. I mean, after the shoot, she's like, I've never really been treated like that. I'm like, I know, girl, this is how it's supposed to be. This is how it's supposed to be. And that's what I envision in the fitness industry. I really do. I envision it, and I'm excited to talk about my app. We're able to actually demand better treatment and so forth. Anyway, so that was my first company, Caviar, and I still have a lot. I'm still doing a lot with it, with my ties. I have other things as well. Nice. We're 4 years old. Yep.
Where can somebody purchase those at?
I just have it on my website, kavviar.com, KAVVIAR.com, because I like to just do everything custom. For me, this is just something I know. Everyone that wears my ties, or I donate a lot. I have cancer ties to, just all kinds of different things. So that's my one business that I keep to myself, and I'm not trying to expand it out to make the biggest profit. It's something dear to my heart. And the only complaint I've had is that people want to touch you. Like, because you're like wearing a sparkly tie. Like, I mean, you're gonna own the room. Trust me. you walk in, you got the room, you got the girls, you got the interview, you got whatever you need, you want to accomplish, you got it. You just got to deliver yourself. But, men and girls, the guys will be like, even guys will let their girlfriend come up and touch me, like, because they want to touch the tie, So it's definitely a showstopper. It's really a lot of fun. I have it on different athletes at different times just to spice up for my fans. They enjoy it. The one thing I learned about putting it on celebrities is the public expects you to put it on more celebrities, or they'll be like, why doesn't this person wear it, or why doesn't this, and so it turned into something that's not fun for me. I don't want to have to do a popularity thing of different celebrities and so forth. But some of my dear friends that they ask me, I'm like, yeah, let's do it. Like Merrill Hodge, he does it on ESPN. He'll do another one this year. And all the guys will talk about it, and they're like, oh, look at your sparkle tie, and, and whatever. And my fans, I tell them, I'm like, yeah, watch, ESPN or whatever. And then they see it, and they're like, oh, this is really cool, So it's my way of bringing my world to the rest of the world, touching the world and so forth. So so that's a lot of fun. And yep. So with that in mind, I've had a couple of different companies that I work with and so forth, but I really want to talk to you about something cool.
I'm all ears.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
This is the easiest interview I've ever done.
Loving this.
Well, ironically, it's kind of interesting how this came about. I have been approached by Lifetime Television, and they're pretty to do a story of my journey from anorexia to Miss Universe, and so forth. And so that's in the works and things like that. But one of the investors of that had this app that he's like, you got it. You just need to start doing it so you can make more money with what you're already doing in social media. Mm-hmm. So I was like, okay, whatever. I've heard this like 15 times, whatever. Well, I talked to the CEO, and after one conversation with him, I was like, this is my life mission. This is what I've been waiting for so long. The app is called Pixie. I'm going to be the best way. Let's see here. There we go. So there's the logo. I'm going to flip it at the end, and you can get my private info. Ha, ha, ha. So that's a teaser. But Pixie. So what I love about it, the number one thing that I love the most, and there's so many things, is the advertising money goes back to the people. So like Facebook and Instagram, all of it, that just goes to the CEO and the people that they hire. It goes back to us. Us meaning business owners, sponsors, and also the talent. So another wonderful thing about this is it also gives you all the analytics. So I can go to these sponsors and I can show you who's working and what's working on what social media platter, at what time, what country. I mean, all the analytics, which is, wow, as you know, that's worth a lot of money. The other part that I love about it is I guess I believe in world peace in kind of a way, but I feel like the whole world can be equal of the American dream of hard work, and this equalizes everything, because if you have a talent, or if you have something that you sing, you do art, you do whatever, this is a way that you can promote yourself, whether you just need either a phone, or we also have a website. So for some countries that don't have cell phones, if you have like a local website, like a computer, you're able to do it. And it's like anything, like YouTube sensations. It's an equal ground. If people like it, you can get instantly, famous or rich or whatever. So with saying that, you get paid per click, and you have to do your AdSense and so forth. But it has a microsite. It's actually kind of like a MySpace. You have a microsite, and that's kind of complicated. But the easy way is let's just say I have a picture. You put a layer of intelligence over it. So what I say by that is a unicorn head, your logo. I'm working with some sports teams, so their sponsors, let's say Budweiser, or their team logo, or if you have a logo, you can put it over it, and every time you click on it, it's going to do the number, and it reveals either it can be a picture, it can go to a website, it can be a video, it can be another picture, it can be whatever you want, and it's endless. So let's just say I have sponsors. So if I can actually make money by just having my picture and people click on it. And yes, I can share it on Facebook. Yes, I can share it on LinkedIn. The only thing I can't share it on is Instagram, because they can't do you can't go to another website on that particular social media. But so I can post it on all the fans that I already have, and it directs it to the picture, and they click on it and so forth. So I get paid just with that. Or if I have my own website. So a lot of the images, I'll have a booty shot. People click on my booty, and I go to my website. So I get traffic that way. Or if I have a sponsor, which I do, I can work out either a number of, okay, I can actually particularly put the ad wherever I want on the picture, or I can put the logo over, let's just say, my booty, and because it works. It works. So, I get a lot of clicks no matter what. Or if they have like a website, or if they have like, if you want to do a little ticket for like a coupon, you can do that, and so forth. So it also makes an equalizer for small business, because it changes advertising, and it changes the way it's a free platform. And let's just say you have a dog food company. Well, if you do a cute little video that draws people's attention, it's going to bring sales. And so this is an equal thing. If we work together as business owners and talent, and we all support each other and so forth, we can take back our power of social media. I'm not a popularity person. I don't care. No offense, but I don't care if I have 1 million followers on something. That's just not the game I want. And a lot of my competitors also, you can buy likes, and you can buy whatever, so it doesn't really mean anything. Plus, even if I had 5 million followers, it doesn't equal to a sale. It's not guaranteed in any way. So and I've learned that the hard way. But this but this gives you back the power, and like I said, it also has the analytics of it and so forth. So I'm really excited about this app. We're working out some of the different kinks, because the world is small, but it's also complicated. And so if you post something on an Android, it has to work with the iPhone, and it has to work with a Mac, and it has to, we got all those down, all those types of kinks. But it's a very complicated way of networking, for the technology part, and so forth. But we have some big time people coming in, and I'm really excited to promote that. I'm the top league now of this, so I work directly with the CEO, and I help also talent find sponsors. I also help business owners find talent. I'll help you market it and so forth. I'm a shareholder. We're also still offering some shareholdings for some of the top dogs and other people and so forth. So this is just something that's really exciting, of how I feel like I can help the fitness industry and get our power back, and have a purpose, an opportunity to make some money and brand yourself. That's really what it's about, is branding you. Whatever it is, just exploit it to the fullest, whatever it is. For me, it was big earrings and high heels. So so I made my career off of that with a little bit of discipline and so forth. So
yeah. How long's Peak C been out for now?
It has been it's actually been in the public for about 4 months, but they've been creating it it's been 7. So it's just the ground up. It's running and so forth. And one of the owners is Oscar De La Hoya, and he has a production company. So we have a lot of the boxing stuff up there. Myself, so Kavvy, Kavvy. And like I said, we're going to be adding a lot of talent. I'm going to be working with a lot of my football players, and helping them, because I actually have a very soft spot for football players, and their careers after they're done. They don't have much, opportunity and so forth. So I want to help them brand themselves. I know what games they're going to play. So if they get a touchdown, I can do a cool video. They already have a fan base. I can do a cool video, and they can get clicks off of it, and they can just start getting paid with what they're already doing, every single week. And the public also loves to connect with celebrities and athletes. So it's just another way to be kind of intimate with your favorite football player, and it can help them, you know, brand themselves. So really, it's an equal opportunity of you know, a mom at home. If you come up with cool recipes or a creative way, it's really getting people's interest, because you're putting a curiosity thing over it, you know. So humans are curious. So if you have something hiding, they're gonna want to see it, you know. They're like, what is that? They just click on it, you know. It's like, oh, okay, you know, and you get paid for it. So the more creative you are, you know, the more you're gonna have your numbers, and then when I see your numbers, I can sell you to, you know, different companies and sponsor you and so forth. Or if you just want to do it for fun, you know, as well. But if you're a stay-at-home mom and you have cute baby pictures or something funny, you can start making money or brand yourself, and you never know what else is going to happen for your career. I mean, that's what happened for me. You know, I never thought I would be here right now, you know, with my journey, you know, and so forth. So going back to, you know, strength conditioning and working with athletes and working with teams, I'm back at that now on more of a business end. I work with my strength coaches, but I also work in the front of the house as well now, and so forth. And so I do a lot of business networking, especially with the Major League Baseball arena, and also the NBA, and also at NFL. Those are my three that I'm really close with. You know, and I'm just really excited also to help the fitness industry of, you know, getting our power back. And really my message of my journey is just to brand yourself, be true to who you are and what you really want to do. One of the pros of the internet is it gives anyone an opportunity to be you. Before the internet, we were kind of stuck on you know, having your own job, like a job and so forth, and there weren't that many opportunities. But with the internet, it's a world global thing, and if you brand yourself, you can actually, you know, who knows what dream's going to come true. And this is anybody in the world. That's what's so beautiful about it. It's like the American dream can be spread to the whole world. If you're in India, and it's actually India. I have people representing India. But, you know, a little girl belly dancing or something, you know, you never know what's going to happen. It's like, instead of America's Got Talent, the world's got talent, and you don't have to, you know, sit in line and try to get picked. You know, just go do it. You can brand yourself.
Now, how do we find this app? Is this like in a Google Play
Yep,
Store?
you can go to the App Store, you know, Peeqsee. It's called Peeqsee, like pixie dust. It's cute. You can also www.peeqsee.com. And you can download it for iPhone and Android, or you can just have it on your PC. I like it on my PC. I'm kind of old-fashioned, you know. You know, I've realized South America is very Android. America is very iPhone. The rest of the world, it's mainly Android, you know. So I've been working around, figuring out, like, learning the whole entire world and their technology and their culture of how, you know, how all this works and so forth. So, yep, so it's up and running, and it's exciting. It really is.
Yeah, you know, it's so funny. We've literally cranked through our entire hour.
Oh my gosh! Okay.
That was awesome.
All I have to say is dynamite. You are with energy and enthusiasm, and I just love it, man. I got to, like, ratchet down a little bit today, and I got to sit back and just listen. It's so awesome. Hopefully some people, if you're listening to this on the podcast, do yourself a favor, go over to our YouTube channel, watch it. I mean, literally body language makes up 80% of any conversation. Your body language, literally someone can shut off the sound and just watch you, and you feel that you're very passionate about what you're sharing, about what you're talking about. So as we're getting ready to wrap things up, Kavvy, is there anything else that you would like to share, and is there any way that people can get a hold of you and get further information about Peeqsee?
Yes, well, here I will put my card up for the visual. So, oops, there's my name. So, Kavvy Sonhos. My main email, there we go. ifbbprokavvy@gmail is my main email. So, ifbbprokavvy@gmail.com. That's my business one. And I mean, you can find me on, I try to run my own social media platter. I try to, like, answer all this stuff as much as I possibly can and so forth. But I'm really excited about the future. Like I said, I have a lot of things up in the works and so forth. And I'm really, you know, I take a little bit of pride of different than most of the fitness industry people, you know, in the industry. And I'm a businesswoman, and I want to inspire my peers, because we're amazing. We have so much discipline and so forth, and you know, to get paid and to get treated right for your hard work. And we have the power. I mean, health is the biggest wealth. It really is. And and everyone wants to know these secrets and so forth. And so don't cut yourself short, and find whatever you're good at. Just brand it, you know, and market it and so forth. And don't give up on you. So.
I love it. There's no better way we can finish out this show.
Perfect.
So, Kevin, do you have any last words before we close things out?
Wow. That's honestly all I've got to say. No, you know, honestly, thanks for carving out a little bit of your time to spend with us. You know, very humbled by your time with us tonight. Keep it up. And Dale, man, I don't know. I'm excited. I know I'm not going to be going to bed anytime soon.
I'm very stoked. I want to go check out Peak C right away.
Awesome.
I'm so excited. I want to automatically pull up my phone and be like, but I have to kind of make sure that I really.
I know, and you'll enjoy some of them, you know, and some of them are a little bit PG-13 or whatever. But for the women out there, know that, you know, we go conservative as well. But yeah, it's a lot of fun, and thank you guys for having me. And you know, like I said, it's been a really fun, interesting journey. Oops, I'm sorry, my phone, somebody was calling me. It's been a fun, interesting journey, and it's been really hard, you know, and no matter what comes and is thrown your way in life, you just got to step over it, you know, and just keep going, and just don't let anything stop you. And it's like, sorry, I have my phone's blowing up here, but just, you know, just keep going. Don't let anything block you. I mean, I've overcome a lot of health issues. Some people know the details, and life issues, and that's just anybody. We all have things that are just, you know, unexpected and so forth, but don't give up. You know, don't let that beat you in any way. Use that as motivation and fuel to say fuck you, and get and get your superpower out there. That's when you're allowed to wear your Superman shirt. Don't wear that unless you're going through a life crisis and you're, you know, think you're the shit. When you get cancer and all that, you can wear your Superman shirt and, you know, and promote that superpower inside you, because we all have it. We all have it in there, and you just got to dig deep sometimes, really deep, you know, but you got it. So
excellent, very good. Well, Kavvy, I really do appreciate
your
time today, folks. We had actually a handful of live viewers here, so I really do appreciate anybody that tuned in here. And of course, as per usual, if you want to hear repeat episodes, you can listen to Kavvy again over at show.bootstrapbusinessmen.com. It'll be up on our site this Sunday, and it'll be up there. You can listen to it anytime, share it, and don't forget, go check out Peak C. And Kavvy, thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate it, and we're going to go ahead and sign off now, folks.
Absolutely. Have a good